This episode is brought to you by Airlink, high-speed internet technology that you deserve.
Casey, Imgarten?
You
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Where's that from?
German.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you ever studied that? Are you a lineage guy?
No, I'm not, but I used ChatGPT here a couple months ago. That's pretty fun, actually.
What did it say?
So all I did was put in my name, my dad's name, my grandpa's name, and I said, just take it from there. Like, what else can you tell me? And it went back to, I want to say late 1700s.
Oh, wow.
Where like it knew the town that my ancestors left over there. Didn't know the boat or anything like that, but it had records on this side of the pond and that side of the pond. And
so we don't need 23andMe anymore. Dude, I want to do that now.
You should. It's super cool.
So I just changed the settings on my chat yesterday because it was just was like, it was going to turn me into a full-blown narcissist, right? It just talks to you like it has just been waiting for you to ask it something. And it's like, that's great thinking. So I was like, dude, tone it down, more professional, tell it to me like it's straight. And now it's been much more helpful.
Yeah.
But, okay.
That is kind of annoying.
My name.
Yep.
Like, what would you prompt it here?
I would say,
this is great content, by the way, video content.
I would say my name's Landon Ball. My mom is this name. My dad is this name. My grandpa is this name. We're based in Fayette, Missouri or Moberly, Missouri, wherever you guys grew up. Just start with that and say, what else can you tell me?
Oh, I just put my brother's name. Dude, I'm just giving up all of my info to ChatGPT right now.
It doesn't work for some families. One of the guys at work, I was telling him how good it worked for me, and he put his name and his mom and parents and stuff in.
Yeah.
It was like, nope, can't find anything. So it really depends on whether or not I think it's mostly used in cemetery records, public cemetery records that it can find on the internet.
I mean, I don't even know like hardly anybody on my dad's side, but let's see. Here we go. Oh, dude, my chat's like not helpful now that I asked it to be like straightforward. It's like, I've never seen ChatGPT say I can't. It just says, I can't look up or uncover private records, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. It's looking.
Yeah. I've noticed that GPT started taking a little longer to respond now.
Yeah, with their thinking.
No, dude, this is, it's going, hey, but if you want, it thinks I want to change so I've chatted a lot with my chat about like possibly renaming the podcast or just directions. Like lots of times I'll do that. And so it was like,
taking that.
if you want to go the small town angle, here's what you can rename your show. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. So yeah, I ruined my chat GPT. So
paying for
I got the $20 a month one, whatever that is. Pro or I don't know. Is there another level up?
I don't know. I've got it.
Look.
I'm subscribed.
It's great.
Airlink has it for most of our employees.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I just have mine for me, and then our work has its own internal AI, which I'm sure is 2 years old. So
very, very secured
and very compliant. Yeah, this ChatGPT ain't compliant.
We use it. I use it all the time at work. I was on it this morning creating some reports for like FCC reporting that has to be happening.
Have you made any like graphics on it?
Graphics?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the intro to your all's show is on that.
That's Grok. That's Grok. That's not
Grok. Okay.
So Grok is way better about like
it's
video.
the flyers that are driving me crazy right now.
Yeah.
The one with like I just got a flyer. I'll show it to the camera. So, and I'm not dogging you if you do use it. I'm sure it's so efficient, but like these flyers are driving me crazy.
Oh yeah, that's all over. Yeah, I actually put together an ad. I was playing around with it.
Yeah,
playing around with an ad that I'm considering putting out.
There's a pregnant woman on there.
You'll have to send me this photo.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
I was playing around with putting my face on an ad. Not too much unlike your cars.
Inspired by me, I was about to say,
the Toyotas out there, or whatever they are.
Toyotas, absolutely.
Yeah. They stand out. So I'm not from Fayette. I'm from Salisbury. I don't, like we said in the hallway, like this is the first time we've actually met, shook hands.
Yep.
So, I mean, Your brother's an insurance agent too, right?
It's yes.
Okay.
And my little
That's
brother.
confusing because I see cars here and cars there, and you guys look enough alike that it's.
Well, here's the thing. He
Only
stole my
confusion.
idea. Ultimately, so he got into the business first. So fine, whatever. But I was the one who's like, I'm gonna buy these Forerunners, plural, because they said if you're gonna do this, do 2 of them so that they think you're everywhere at once. Which has actually worked. It's definitely compounded the effect. In between buying those cars and getting those wrapped, my brother buys a Bronco, basically takes a selfie in his office and like finds a guy in Moberly to wrap it in like 2 days. I'm like, are you kidding me? But at the end of the day, if there's any, most of the marketing confusion, and Logan, if you're listening to this, he probably agrees with me. Most of the marketing confusion around here lends itself in my favor, purely because my office is here.
Yeah.
And you know, if they see like the Bronco, they're going to see the Forerunners a couple of times, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's all land and ball," you know. So it's I mostly did it because I wanted to buy vehicles that I'm like, once the wrap's protected this paint for like 7 years.
Just don't look. I pulled a wrap off of one of our vans that had a wrap on it.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
What? What's wrong with it?
Well, it gets the you just don't see the paint's bubbling behind the fender wells. Really? Yeah. It like seals it in. I mean, it's a great concept, but
I just thought I was going to have this perfect paint job after
we might
a few years. I might. I mean, one of them was brand new, so that might be good.
I'm sure our work vans that they didn't get washed.
You guys probably work harder than my work vehicles do.
Definitely out in the middle of the winter whenever, you know, you're probably not on the roads. When you are, so.
I mean, it as bad as it gets is when we do farm ranch appointments where we just go out to farms and you might have a dirt road to deal with. We're not getting too many weeds, but yeah, well, let's talk about you because I don't know anything about you. And this is a podcast that you're featured on. Have you ever been on a podcast before?
No,
have you been on like a news interview before?
Never.
Anything?
There's something on YouTube that I was part of. It was like an ad. I don't even know. It was
cool.
An ad.
For what?
But it was like internet. It was Airlink.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I can't remember what it was. It was a while ago.
Okay. I have to dig that up. Cody, find that. All right.
I'm sure it's on.
He's on YouTube somewhere.
Up right now.
I'm going to have to be careful not to call you Kyle.
Yeah.
Because you got the Casey and Kyle. Kyle's your brother.
Landon Logan. So
yep.
Same diff, man.
Okay, cool. So we're all
Kyle's
the same.
my bro. Yeah.
Any other siblings?
Nope.
Okay. So just you two. And I wouldn't call Kyle, I think the word friend gets thrown around. We're not friends, but I obviously knew of him when he had the bar in town.
Yeah. I told him I was going to come do this and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You used to come in the bar."
Dude, I was real sad when he left.
Kyle appreciates that.
He didn't call it Bee's Knees. His was, but he changed names once, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a funny story. I think that was an accident.
Tell it.
What was the bar called? Dee Dee's to start with? Wasn't it? Dee Dee's Honky Tonk? Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
So
was that him though? Did he call it that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dee Dee's started. That was, is it what family used to own that bar before Kyle?
Hildebrands.
Hildebrands, yep.
Right?
So
it was the Nest or something like that.
Nest, yep, that's it. So Kyle bought the Nest from them, called it Dee Dee's. You know, Kyle's a musician, so he fired up this honky tonk and gave it a go. And he was kicking around the idea of changing names, and he didn't realize that when you go to Facebook and you can't just like play around, you know. So I think he changed the name of accidentally changed his name on the Facebook page.
And the cat was out of the bag at that point.
He was like, "Well, guess we're going with it." He was just like playing around with ideas, and that was before GPT. You know, couldn't just throw ideas into ChatGPT 5 years ago.
No, you just had to try, right?
Yeah. So
are you both millennials?
I guess I technically am.
Yeah.
I'm an 83 birthday.
Okay. Is he younger or older?
He's younger.
Younger, okay.
He's 3 years younger. He just turned 40.
That's what used to drive me crazy. Like, we grew up learning the technology. And my little brother, who's technically a Gen Z, and Lane, if you're listening to this, I'm not cooking you. You remember this stuff. I was all of a sudden the tech guy. You know, they'd be like, "How do you do this?" And I'm like, I just messed around until we figured it out. You know, the AOL chat or whatever the settings were. And so, yeah, like I'm sure he just messed around on Facebook, and then all of a sudden, if you like change anything on your business pages, your business page is
Yeah.
like, would you like to announce that to the whole world without knowing about it?
Right.
We'll do it.
We actually almost lost our, so Lacey in the office, she is kind of our marketing guru, and she's got the keys to the kingdom on the Facebook page. Her personal profile is tied to our Facebook page.
This episode is brought to you by Airlink. Airlink. Since 2011, Airlink Broadband of Salisbury has been powering homes and businesses around here with fast and dependable internet. The goal of Airlink here is to bring you and our communities the kind of internet service that makes your life easier, smoother, and makes your life more enjoyable. Curious if Airlink is available to you? Head on over to getairlink.com. That's get like, go on, get Airlink.com. Or head over to the Airlink Facebook page that we'll link below. Airlink Broadband, great quality, local service, future facing. Let them prove it to you today.
And she's also got some access through other pages of her own. And she got hacked here a couple weeks ago. And whoever hacked it created 15 or 20 ads under the Airlink page and published them worldwide or whatever. I mean, we were burning through $80 a day or something like that.
Wow.
In just advertising charges, because Airlink has a credit card.
Were they good ads at least?
What?
Were they good ads?
They were for shoes, like high heels. Not even like anything crazy, just high heels.
Wouldn't that be the epic scam? It's like just comes on, but then launches an amazing marketing campaign for you.
Yeah.
Be like, oh my gosh, this hacker's great. Let's hire him.
Gain 1 million followers overnight.
Oh man.
So anyway, that happened, and her page got hacked. It created ads on our Facebook page. It deleted her personal, she's got to work.
Oh, no way.
She's into German short hair pointers. She breeds them and raises them, and and
let's get one.
Most importantly, trains them. Yeah,
yep.
She's excellent. So that entire page got deleted, I think. So, oh no, her photography page got deleted. So she's into everything.
Okay. So, but that's one of the things I hate is that you have to have a personal page to create anything else on Facebook. I'd love to not have one. But yeah, did she originate the page, or was there at least somebody else connected to the?
Yeah, I had admin rights to it. Perfect. Luckily, I was still an admin.
But you almost want to spread out that risk with some of that, because one person goes down.
I added my wife to it. Thinking about kicking Lacey off of it, because who knows what she's doing.
Yeah, what was it? She sold a German point hair to the wrong guy. Got all the information. So anyway, I'm a little squirrely here. I'll lock in, but. From Salisbury.
Yep, from Salisbury.
Millennial, technically. But talk me through your upbringing.
I say I'm from Salisbury. I'm actually from Keatsville. I live in Salisbury now.
Okay. Is that an important distinction for Keatsvillians and Salisburyans? Do you guys hate each other?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I think maybe the distinct, things are so much different now with the social media. And, my kids, the kids that are in high school now, they're friends with literally every classmate in the town surrounding them.
Yeah.
Because of social media.
Right.
Back when I was in school, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have social media. So if we wanted to find out what was going on, we were driving to town at 6 p.m. and going and parking on Main Street, or hopping in with friends and going riding around. And
if you had mistaken that I was from Armstrong or New Franklin or Glasgow, not Fayette, I'd be like,
big deal.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Never.
Take it back.
Yeah. And nowadays it's we're Howard County, whatever, So anyway.
So graduated, I grew up going to school in Keatsville. Graduated in 01 with about 25 other guys and girls. And
sports, music, anything?
I've never, I know how to play the trumpet.
Hey, okay. Me too.
Did that in school. Really? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But Kyle definitely got the musician gene.
And it seems like you both got the inventor gene. I was watching some video where he created some sort of digital what is that, like a steel guitar?
It's a pedal steel.
Yeah.
He's learned how to play pedal steel and getting into that big time. And so the pedal steel is a really, really handmade, very, very custom device. And so he's, I don't want to take Kyle's thunder on this.
My bad.
It's a big deal.
I'm not trying to ask all about your brother while you're
well, everybody knows Kyle. So
yeah.
And we're pretty similar people. But anyway, he's building this add-on device to go on these pedal steels, and he's hoping to market it and either sell the idea to somebody else or be a part of it somehow.
Yeah.
So
that'd be kind of cool. It seems like at this
and he's
point,
getting some recognition on it. Like he's
is he
taking
really?
it to Dallas to a couple conventions and talking to Luke Bryan's pedal steel player. I mean,
Wow.
it's like he's
Yeah.
just on like the outside edge of the getting the right contact to make something happen.
Mm. Well, it feels like in this day and age, inventing something new is like much more difficult. Like you're not inventing, nobody's inventing, like there ain't no George Washington Carver creating peanut butter.
Right.
Like it's all there. And in the technology space too, it just, there's such limited like who can create stuff. So that's interesting. If he can, I would love to be an inventor, but then if you're like, what would you invent? I'd be like, I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Seems like all the problems are solved. So, but anyway, grew up in Keatsville. Like what was your upbringing like?
That was great. Grew up on a farm outside town. Great parents, always awesome. So grew up on a farm and getting muddy and getting dirty and driving tractors and
What kind of farm?
row crops.
Okay.
My dad, my uncle, and my grandpa Clifford. Grandpa Clifford started the operation back in I don't know, early 70s, mid 70s, I think, and so just grew up that living that kind of life.
Yeah. So graduated 01. Then what?
Graduated 01. I was always interested in technology. Went to a couple of like little summer camps through 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Um,
Where'd you go?
Built
What was it?
websites. Oh, there was some over at Moberly, like the tech, not tech college, but MACC had something like I think it was like a graphic design or HTML coding, website design type class. It was like a 3-day thing.
Yeah.
Went over there and hung out and liked it. And I was always interested in electronics and making things work and IP, like routers and setting up Wi-Fi stuff. So
Was like video games kind of a part of that too, or was it
not at
more just
all.
like
I mean, we did play some video games, but I was never really
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what got you like into that, even
man, I don't
interested in
know.
that.
So the wireless, Airlink was started as like a wireless company.
Okay.
And we just celebrated 15 years actually.
Oh.
2011 is when I started it. The idea came a lot earlier than that, I guess. So back to the farm stuff, like my dad and uncle, they have some grain bin storage a couple miles from anybody's home. And back in 2007, 2008, 2009, there wasn't any way to get internet there. No satellite, no DSL, no
Yeah.
anything. So I started researching these antennas that I read about online, and I just grabbed my dad's credit card and bought a couple of them because he wanted this set up anyway. He knew what was going on.
Yeah.
He knew I was doing it, but he bought the antennas and I configured them, and I set these antennas up to get a link from my dad's house to about a mile or mile and a half away to where the grain bins are set up, where the security system was at, the video security. Because it's like 1 million bushels of storage over there. They keep it safe. So I bought them and set them up, and it all went flawlessly. It worked great for a couple years, with no issues at all. And I was like, before I was married, and I was still in college when I set all that up. So this website, this manufacturer, the name is Ubiquity. They've got a website, a forum where before social media, before Facebook, everything, like all these guys would just go there and post about your what you're doing, like kind of like a message board type thing.
Yeah, they're still kind of around in like car spaces. I've noticed there's like car forums. Yeah, but yeah, I remember forums. Yeah.
So I just cruised that for years, like from 5 years I spent just cruising that website. And I mean, I didn't post very much, but I just read the threads of what everybody was doing. And I'm like, man, that'd be a pretty cool way to make some money in the future, put up these wireless access points on towers and market service out to customers. And it took a while to finally come around, but that's how that all started. I mean, I lived in Columbia, worked down there in the help desk department at Boone County. Used to work at the courthouse, and decided to move. We got married. Vicky and I got married in 08. We moved home because I wanted to farm with my dad. And when I got home, I kind of realized like this internet sucks, you know, or I didn't want to pay for what it was going to take to.
Yeah. I mean, what was it like? Did internet? Because I mean, when we moved to Fayette, we did have dial-up, and I remember like, but I would never. I couldn't tell you like what it cost. Did the progression of like wireless service from that point to now kind of progress the way TVs have? Where like back in the day they were thousands of dollars for like a 40-incher, and now you can get like a 60-incher for like $300. Did it progress that way, or was like DSL cheap?
Well, no, I think. Well, I'm thinking about Sheraton Valley. Sheraton Valley is the telephone company up in Salisbury, and so I would have to ask, but I don't think it was like super expensive. You know, $80 a month or
Sure.
$100 a month or something for a 1 or 2 meg download, or less, probably more like 512K
less, yeah.
DSL. You know,
Yeah.
So that was what I was competing against whenever I first got started. You know. So with this wireless technology, I was able to spend $1,000 and stick equipment on a tower, and start marketing service for like almost nothing. So, you know, my input costs, that's a big topic, is like the input costs for wireless to set up a tower and a network and maintain it. The cost was so cheap, like $1,000 to install something. And then, you're making, you know, pretty good revenue off of that.
Doesn't take long to make $1,000 back in service.
Not much at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at today, what we're spending to get a customer, and it's way more.
Yep.
We're spending way more money.
Yep.
And way more time, and you know, takes way more people to support this fiber network than it did the wireless network, at least to start with.
Right. And I mean, if we're talking about relative price points, it's probably in the similar ballpark.
It is, yeah.
From in that 80 to 100 range.
Yeah,
it's probably in that.
Average revenue is around 80.
Yeah.
So,
crazy. Yeah. To see something really not, you know, not the big swing that TVs have done, but really not, you know, if you followed the inflationary trends that every other business is like, well, inflation went up, so we doubled our prices. It looks like internet really hasn't done that over that course. Well, let's back it up a bit to when did you go to college and where did you go?
Okay. Yeah. Went to college right out of high school.
Right out of high school? Okay.
Went to Lynn Tech for a semester. It was a good school. I was homesick. So I went one semester there, was homesick. And my mom was battling breast cancer at the time. So that was kind of like tugging on me a little bit to be closer to home.
First time away from home.
First time away from
and
home.
Mom's sick.
You know,
You're
homesick. Didn't, you know, first time at real life.
Yeah.
And so quit down there, worked at home at a gas station for like a semester, and then went to Kansas City, up to DeVry University up there.
Okay.
Once I got up there, I felt a lot better about everything. You know, it was more of a social life, and there's some girls to chase. You know, so
where'd you meet your wife?
I met my wife in she's my high school sweetheart.
Oh, okay, all right.
She worked up at Lake Nahey. You know where that's at? No, north of Keatsville. About 15 or 20 miles, there's a lake up there, small private lake, about 400 acres or something. Well, her brother owned and operated a restaurant right on the lake, and she worked up there. And so my mom and dad and me, and every Sunday we would go up there to eat this buffet style dinner. And
I was
she
gonna
was
say,
always,
what kind of food? Like fried chicken
yeah,
buffet?
fried chicken.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Don's.
Like Don's.
Don's
yeah.
in Huntsville, just
Okay.
like that, man. And it was super popular and very, very good. And so Stanley's Vicky's brother, had the restaurant up there, and there's 8 kids, and there's six daughters and 2 sons, and pretty much all the girls worked there, and they all had this bright blonde hair, and Vicky just kind of stood out a little bit. So that's where I met her. I asked her to go to prom. She went to prom with me, and then we that was right before college. So she went her way, I went my way, and we didn't.
So you're not together?
No.
Okay,
we just went to prom.
Where'd she go?
Where'd she go?
Yeah, she
After
went her
that,
way.
She went to Columbia, to cosmetology school.
Nice.
Got a degree down there in that, and I went to Lynn for a little while.
Mhm.
Our paths didn't really cross. I mean, very, very often. I mean, it did, but I went to Kansas City. We just had 2 different lives,
Yeah.
for a couple of years. So
Long distance wasn't as easy back then either. Do you remember
No.
when you got your first cell phone?
Oh yeah.
When was it?
It was.
And what was it?
What was it? I think it was a Motorola something.
Like the Razor? Because that
No,
was
it was before that.
yeah.
I remember when I was 16, we had a bag phone in my mom's Jeep, and it just stayed there. Like you
Yeah.
didn't use it, and it had
car
a
phone,
cigarette
yeah.
lighter chart, and it didn't have a battery. It just you plug it in when you want to use it. You plug it in.
That's
And so my first phone was a step up from that. It had a battery on it, but it was always plugged into the cigarette lighter in my car.
yeah.
Charging. It was there. It was only for like emergency use.
Yeah.
That was
Did he
my
even
first
make
one.
cigarette lighters anymore? I don't know if they do in
Yeah.
cars.
Well,
in cars.
I mean, they don't call them that. There's a charge port, but yeah. Everybody now.
Yeah, because there's not like
it's
the press thing that like, did you burn your hand on one as a kid? Because
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
so. I wasn't
every
that
kid
dumb.
has been through that where they discover what that is.
Yeah.
I remember I discovered what that was right before a drum lesson. I took like 3 drum
Mm.
lessons in my life. And I'm like, what is this? And I just burned the snot out of my hand. Just rings and rings
I
of
bet.
burn. And I was too ashamed to like tell my dad, but I'm like crying through the drum lesson. Like, I can't feel my hand. So
Yep.
anyway, sorry, but so some sort of Motorola. They used to make them like
It was like
bricks.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
I mean, it would.
And they couldn't break. And mine had a game on it. I had like it was like a Nokia and Snake.
Mhm.
We play Snake on the phones. You know,
Yeah,
that was.
that was
I'm talking to you like we're 80 years old. I'm just talking because we both, we're into technology and
Yeah.
millennials. But anyway, keep going on your story on where you and Vicky
Yeah, Vicky's my wife.
diverged, and then when you
Yeah,
reconvened.
so I went to college at DeVry up in Kansas City. I worked there for a couple years. She and I were both back home at a wedding. That's another thing that we don't really do anymore is whether you're invited, back in the day, whether you were invited to the wedding or not, you were going to crash that wedding party. I don't know if you've had that experience around here or not, but
What do you mean by crash it?
I mean, like that the Knights of Columbus is where everybody always had their wedding dance.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah.
the reception.
And then like everybody in the town be like, yeah,
Exactly.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was 20 years old, it was completely accepted for the kids of the town to
Yeah.
just show up and at 10:30 and like that was our party at that point. So she was at that wedding. I was at the wedding party. I didn't get invited to that. Actually, no, I think I did get invited to that. But anyway, we ended up at that reception party together, and that's kind of when things were like, all right, I need to stick around. This girl's pretty cool.
There you
So,
go. Then what?
then what? I guess I ended up shortly after that relocating.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
relocated to Columbia, got my job down there at the courthouse,
Mm-hmm.
working in help desk.
When did you
Worked
guys get
down there.
married?
We got married in 08.
In 08.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a time to.
So I
married.
think I probably moved to Columbia in like late 05 or 06 or something like that. It's been a couple of years down there. Got married late in 08. We bought a house from actually Rob Schluckabeer.
Really?
Yeah, his home place where he grew up.
Really?
Remember, Rob, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that
Emmett's-
was my first job. Was Emmett's.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool,
and
cool.
he interviewed me.
Oh,
So
yeah?
I mean, I remember
He'd
some
be
of the last.
intimidating. Was he an
well,
intimidating interviewer?
Very intimidating, but they kind of laughed at me. And looking back on it, it's funny, but I don't regret it. It's a dishwasher job, but I knew exactly how I was raised, which was like dress for success.
Showed up in a suit and tie?
Dude, I showed up with the only nice clothes I had, but I looked good. I had a tie on and whatnot. And I think him and even Matt Buckman, who's still there now, came out and just kind of laughed at me. And then he's like, it's a dishwasher job. I'm like, cool. And I'm like
What's your
ready
point?
for like this 30-minute interview. He's like,
When
can
you
you
start?
physically do this? And do you want to do this? And can you start today? I was like, can I go home and change? I went home and changed. But yeah, I remember that. So I didn't know his roots were back that
Salisbury.
way. Salisbury?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, his mom and dad are from Salisbury. So yeah, I bought his home place from him at an auction, and that was
And that's home
08.
now. Yeah.
I still live there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. When did kids come into the equation?
I had my son Jace. He's 14 in 2011.
So when
Actually,
you launched your business.
when we
Yeah.
launched the business, I can remember.
It's always good timing, right? It's just,
Yeah.
get all the stress in 1 year, knock it out,
Yeah. Actually ran into a guy at the hospital. This is weird that I remember this because my memory is not very good. But I remember running into this guy that I went to school with at Lynn, a couple years before that, quite a few years before that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I really don't have anywhere to go with that story, but ran into a guy and I remember it for some reason.
Yeah.
But he didn't remember me, so the conversation didn't go very far.
But this is like when you were having your kid, like you
Yeah, I
just
was
saw
having my
somebody you
kid.
recognized.
Yeah, for some reason, that couple hours just kind of stood out.
Yeah. Are you kind of a social guy or more of like a reserved guy?
I mean, I like to go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge
Okay, so here's what probably drives my wife crazy. Like I'll chat it up with anybody at the hospital while she's in labor.
I'll do that too.
Like I'm there for a good time.
My wife hates
And
that.
okay, all right, and okay, good. So that's what I was trying to get at. I was like, yeah, if you're at the hospital and saw somebody recognized from 10 years ago, you'd be like, hey, yeah, I would do that. So
Yeah, she doesn't hate it, but she just
it just
I'll
makes
talk to
things
anybody.
slower, It used to drive me crazy about like going to the grocery store with my mom. Is she would like you just didn't know if she was going to have a revival with somebody in like aisle 2, and you're like, well, we're going to wait on her to talk. So yeah, that was I got that from my mother, was because now I do that. Unless I don't want to be seen, then I will dress like an absolute hobo
really
and go to the grocery store so that people don't approach me. But I try not to do that too much. I don't think I'm supposed to do that as a
I'm
good
not
person.
too worried about that. I'll talk to anybody.
Do people that just come up to you and ask you why their wireless service isn't working very well in the grocery store? Because that's why I dress like a hobo. Because they'll be like,
Yeah,
do you know if my and I'm like, no,
that does happen. That does happen.
Yeah,
but I want to know about those things too. Because
Sure.
I for some reason I've had this thing popping up on my Facebook. It's called Ugly Baby. You know how nobody's gonna tell you if your baby's ugly. If you got an ugly
True.
baby, ain't nobody gonna tell you that. So this ugly
Some
baby,
psychopaths might, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I can think of 2 people, Logan and Cody, would do
Yeah.
that. But anyway,
So I appreciate it when someone tells me like, hey, this ain't working.
Yeah.
Like something's like, what?
Yeah.
Why does something break? Or, why does my internet go down at the same time every day? Or whatever it is,
Right.
know, or I can't get this website to pull up. What's going on?
Yeah.
So if I don't know about it, can't fix it. So, and I don't ever, I have good days and bad days, of course, where the stress eats at me, and I'm short. I'm probably shorter at home with my kids and my wife than I am anybody.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing, but I try to be extremely understanding, and I want my customers to feel heard.
Yeah.
If there's a problem, like bring it up, like let's talk about it. There's got to be something to fix. We got to be able to fix it.
Yeah. Well, you sound way better than me now. No, what I'm talking about is when people are like, why is my bill this? And I'm like, dude, I'm in the cheese section. I do not know. I do not know.
Yeah.
But let's get into that a little bit. Obviously not obviously, but your decision to go from being an employee to then being a business owner, was that the magnitude of a decision as it comes across for a lot of people for you, or was it just like,
Dude,
sweet, let's do the next thing?
This was an accident. I just got really, really lucky with a good idea.
Wow. Was it like a side hustle
It was.
accident?
Yeah.
Okay.
It started off. I'm Vicky and I got married, and we bought Rob's house, remodeled it, moved home. I started farming with my dad, my uncle, my grandpa, and I was kind of always in touch with my dad, telling him like, this is what I got going. I'm thinking about this. He was a part of the wireless link, hooking up to the cameras and
Yeah. Well, wait, time out. So you moved home, did farming. Was that like farming your full-time job, or are you still doing courthouse?
yeah, I was farming full time.
Okay, full-time.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was. So Rob was still alive at the time. He was renting me the ground. So all I did was buy his house, a little 5-acre patch
Yep.
around his ground, and he was nice enough to he knew I wanted to farm, so he allowed me to rent the rest of his 160, I think, acres
Okay.
around the house.
Yeah.
So I was working, making an hourly rate with my dad and my uncle, like running a tractor, or
Mhm.
doing whatever, working on equipment, or hauling grain or whatever, working for them. But then I also had I was using Dad's equipment again and Grandpa's equipment again to farm this ground around my house.
Yeah.
So,
so plenty to keep you busy.
Plenty
You
to
weren't
keep me
just
busy.
like hobby farming.
Yeah. My grandpa, he was an insurance guy for a small mutual, Farmers Mutual insurance. You know,
yeah. Well, it's kind of in that area, right?
Yeah.
It's up in
Forest Green, Salisbury
That's
area.
right.
Yeah. So Grandpa was doing that, and I was helping him a little bit, doing some adjusting and climbing on roofs and doing inspections. And actually, I don't know about a lot of your listeners would know my grandpa, but I know a lot of people around Glasgow and Fayette and Armstrong. They know my grandpa Clifford Imgarten. He's gone now. He died back actually the same week, I think, that Rob died. So,
wow. What's that? Like
that was 19, right before COVID.
That's right.
So man, where was I going with this?
How this became from side hustle to not side hustle. Yeah.
Right. So the farming was full time. I had the idea of buying some equipment, throwing some gear up in the air on whatever I could get my hands on, and seeing if I could make it go. Because I was going to be able to offer 2 to 3 or 4 meg download speeds, where my competition was DSL at 512K or very, very slow speeds. And it worked. I got a hold of MFA, the co-op in Salisbury. One of the manager at the time kind of knew me and knew my family, and I just went in there and pitched the idea, like, hey, I got this idea. I don't want to sign some long-term lease or anything. I just got an idea. I want to use the rooftop to put some gear up in the air. I want to test this thing out, see if it's going to work. And I think he wanted to sell my dad's seed. So he let me up there and put gear up and kind of put something out on Facebook, like, hey, we got this thing going on. I want a handful of people to test this with. And so I hooked up like maybe 5 or 10 customers with service, and I gave it away for like 6 months. I just did it for free just to work through the kinks. And it worked. I advertised a little bit after that and had like 30 customers. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like 30 customers, that's a few $100 extra a month. I'm gonna keep doing it. So I went out and found another tower, a water tower. Thomas Hill Water District let me on one of their water towers. So spent another couple $1,000, put some equipment on it, advertised a little bit to the people around it. And that meant like putting out road signs, at intersections and added another 30 customers. Like, this is pretty cool. So I did it again on another Thomas Hill water tower, added another 30 customers, So at that point, I was still moving north, like adding tower sites north up toward Lake Nahe, where I mentioned my wife and I met. And then I started getting phone calls and stuff from people down around Glasgow that I'd been introduced with whenever I was out, like with my grandpa doing roof inspections and the insurance business. Yeah. And so I found a couple of tower sites down here. Where were they? I guess like the water districts at the Triangle. I put equipment at the Triangle, and then down on County Road 303, and down at Boonesboro had a water tower out there that we put equipment on. So that I just started popping up tower sites and putting equipment on them, and I wasn't even advertising at the time. I just wanted to, if I had the money, I would buy equipment and I'd find a spot to put it. And my idea was just grow the coverage, get coverage everywhere, and then I'll come back and I'll just start doing installs, and a lot more people will hear about it. I won't have to be telling people no. And so I was in an install. I watched your podcast with Stacy McCutcheon. Yeah. And
probably one of my favorites.
Dude, I texted Corey after that. Yeah. Like as I was watching it, I was like, dude, this is Stacy's great, man. Yep. She's like a sweetheart. That girl, if you're listening, Stacy, that was excellent.
It was great.
Yeah, very much so. So
but anyway.
I was at an install, Don't want to make him cry,
But this got to be how we get to Corey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Corey. Yeah. So I was at an install, and she mentioned this install on her podcast. I can't remember the guy's name, but I was out there on this roof, and this guy came pulling up. I'm pretty sure he came pulling up or somebody. I didn't know Stacy was there actually until the podcast. I thought it was just Corey hanging out. Corey came walking out and climbed up my ladder got on the roof with me. I was like, I mean, he's younger than I am. So I wasn't like worried about him falling off or anything.
But you're like, what's up?
It was a trailer house, but I could tell, and he's a pretty enthusiastic guy, very smart. Man, he's extremely smart and
brave and ambitious enough to climb a ladder to come talk to you. Yeah.
But Stacy led into this a little bit about Corey, but Corey and Woody's the successor. That's Corey's uncle. They started a company. I can't remember what it's called. They started a company here in Fayette, a wireless internet service company here in Fayette. They had equipment on top of the courthouse, and I think one of the buildings here at the college.
Okay.
So he was just immediately interested in what I was doing. He was equally as interested in technology. So, I could tell just by the questions that he was asking, like, this kid kind of knows what he's talking about, and he's not very annoying. So maybe I should start working with this guy. I'm kidding, Corey.
Well, it's like one of those where if you really don't know who they are, they're like, "Are you like from the IRS? Like, what kind of
why
questions
are you following me?
You asking me right now?"
How do you? Yeah. So I can't remember how it all went down, but he ended up just riding around with me, hanging out, just being a hand on installs for quite a while, like a couple months. I didn't actually technically hire him. I mean, I started paying him because he was a part of the benefit of what we were doing.
Yeah.
But that worked out really well. Corey had a lot to drive, he kind of like pushed me to be like, I remember we were driving down the highway one time and he's like, dude, we just need to divide and conquer. Like he said that, exactly that, divide and conquer. I remember that, like basically meaning you need to buy me a truck. I need to go out and do my installs. You need to go out and do your installs and let's go, So, I did that pretty shortly after.
Good advice. Did it work out?
It was good advice. Yeah,
Okay.
It worked out. Yep.
Good.
Corey, I text Corey every once in a while. I texted him here not too long ago. Like, I can't remember why, but I was like, buddy, I've been trying to find, because Stacy kind of led into why Corey wanted to find a different job.
Yeah.
And, Corey was excellent, dude. He's smart. And I've been trying to find somebody that has that aptitude to replace him. And I don't think I'll ever do it unless I find another me or another him, So anyway, I think Corey's doing excellent where he's at. And, so that was the start of Howard County.
Yeah. At the risk of sounding really dumb or asking questions like, how does water get wet? Like, how will you explain to me, like I'm 5, how you just stuck up a piece of metal and caught the internet? Like, is it like how electrical service works where it's all feeding from bigger plants that feed in this way? How did you even think like, hey, there's internet up there. How do I grab it? Like, can you explain to the layman of like, who owns the internet and how did it get here?
By the way I say it, it sounds just super simple, and it really is. Okay, so running down Highway 5, and actually right here by the college too, there's a fiber company that has fiber running through town here. There's actually a couple of them. There's one that's called Show Me Technologies, and there's another one that's called Bluebird Networks. So Show Me Technologies got a grant back in, I'm going to say 07 or something, to bring fiber from town to town to town. Like that's your middle mile fiber connection. So they got paid via grant money to do that. And it was only at the time, I think, maybe either to hook up schools or maybe schools and libraries and courthouses. So that's why that fiber got put in a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was only to hook up towns.
Yeah.
Between, So I contacted them. They don't want to work with residential customers. They're only commercial. They want commercial relationships. So I called one of them. I think it was Bluebird first, about getting a connection. where was the first one? In Marshall, I guess, because we had wireless coverage over there. Man, I'm skipping a lot here. There was a lot that went on between actually putting equipment in the air, and anyway.
I'm still wondering, like, where does it come from?
Yeah.
Like, it's all I can track with it's wired, but like, does it all wire back to, like, where's the heart of this body? You know, like, where's the
internet?
Yeah.
The internet is just a bunch of companies just like Airlink. Like Airlink interconnects with Bluebird Networks.
Yeah.
Bluebird Networks interconnects with AT&T.
Yeah.
And Mediacom and Hurricane Electric and Cogent. Like,
yeah. So we get back to like AT&T is like some of the founding fathers of the internet.
The big tier one guys.
And that's probably where you'd find these giant data centers?
No, they don't really even host data centers.
So
so the data centers are completely different. Like you have buildings, like they call them carrier hotels.
Okay.
Carrier hotels have all the ISPs want to be interconnected with this carrier hotel. They just want to wire their own wire going into that building to a switch. So once you have a switch in that main building, which we have one in St. Louis, we've got our own switch and routing stuff in St. Louis where all I got to do is just call that building or negotiate a deal with, somebody else. So you just pay for an interconnection between our switch and somebody else's switch, or you buy internet service from another company. Like right now we have 2 or 3 upstream connections. So we've got access to, we buy internet from Bluebird in St. Louis and Cogent in St. Louis and another internet exchange called Fusion in St. Louis. So that's where all this internet that Airlink provides here in Howard County, it is transported over fiber to St. Louis, and then it goes out to the internet.
Wow.
We actually have a direct connection with Netflix too. So instead of like if you're sitting at home here on an Airlink customer connection, that connection doesn't actually go to the internet first. It goes to our switch and then jumps right over to Netflix. It's like a direct connection.
So does it make it like better?
Yeah. I mean, it's quicker. Like latency is less.
Yeah.
And more reliable. You're not relying on multiple hops to get to Netflix.
Yeah. So why 3? Like, does having 3 providers give you more flexibility when things go wrong, or is it more about where you can provide service, or both?
Doesn't have anything to do with where. It's just redundancy.
Okay.
And pricing too. Hurricane Electric and Cogent are by far cheaper than the other 2 that we have. But yeah, redundancy. So if you think about it, like we've got 4 connections out and we've got 2 routers. Each router connects to 2 upstreams. So if one of our routers goes down, those 2 upstream connections get broken, but we've still got
the other 2.
So the entire network is built with redundancy in mind.
And so I would guess the more redundancy, the more reliability. But there's probably a point of where like you have diminishing returns by having.
We don't need 15 connections.
Yeah. Unless you really wanted to just like mark yourself as we will never go out kind of thing, I guess.
There's always a bottleneck though.
I'm learning. Okay, this is great. So is there any risk in all these commercial carriers deciding we want to get into the residential space, or do they just want to stay in their commercial relationships? Has that ever been a conversation?
Not really. I mean, I don't know why they would. So, one fiber cable is a bundle of connections. So the fibers that were put in back in 07 and 08 are limited on the number of, like they've only got 24 fibers or something. Like that.
Are they called like cat something? Like
no.
Cat number? Okay.
No.
I'm giving you like what I know
copper.
about this, like Cat 5, Cat 6.
Yeah, Cat 5, Cat 6, that's a copper connection.
Okay.
So when in the fiber world, it's your telephone, they talk about pairs, like a 25 pair, a 100 pair, or a 400 pair, or whatever, pair, it's 2. But fiber is just 1. So you're just 24 count fiber is what you're referring to. So that one fiber is really just a point A to point B connection. So those big carriers aren't going to really want to get into the residential world because they've got limited fiber out there. They're not going to burn a fiber for $80 a month when they could burn a fiber and sell a service to Airlink for, $3,600 a month or something.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just focused on that more commercial endpoint connection. So, yeah.
I've learned about the internet. So there's really no like origin. Of
Not
the
really.
internet.
It's just a whole bunch
Who
of small.
owns it?
Nobody owns the internet. It's just a whole bunch of.
Can the
small
government
networks.
control it?
They can try, but I mean, so this whole what's the thing that it's been a while since I've heard this term? Net neutrality.
Oh no.
No. Okay, so
teach me.
So the government stepped in previously and said that there's regulation on you can't. They want providers to agree to rules and laws that say that you can't bottleneck. You can't like make one service work better across your network than somebody else's. Like, I can't make Netflix work better than Amazon Prime. Like that type of thing.
Why?
Exactly. It's net neutrality was such a wasted effort. Like, there's nothing to it. Like, if I did that, if I said, all right, I don't want Netflix to work anymore. I'm gonna make sure that my Amazon Prime users across my network work really well, but I'm gonna make Netflix be a problem. You wouldn't be my customer anymore, would you? Because you want to watch Netflix instead of Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
It's just stupid.
I'm guessing maybe then would they try to limit? Because I can just see one of those corporations being nefarious towards the other, going, "Hey, Casey, we're going to pay you this to make their network not work well." Is that maybe what they were hounding? My guess is the government didn't have the consumer in mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
They probably had the corporations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, unless you just had basically, yeah, I guess if you had a monopoly, that would inspire you to make Netflix work worse, I guess.
Yeah. But it's going to hurt my end users. End users are going to be calling with problems and mad that their Netflix doesn't work anymore.
And then your internet's like tied to like what products you want.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that. Oh, dude, imagine like if your Google worked better or worse because you had a certain internet. That's weird. Okay, anyway, keep going. This is interesting. Is this interesting to you at all, Cody?
Yeah. I like the first thing that comes when you said who owns it, immediately I'm like my head. But how much? So like with a company like yours, what does privacy look like? Is there more? This sounds like, by the way, we did not like plan this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
No,
this isn't like a.
But that's a good question. Like, how
company.
much privacy is really in your hands when it comes to internet provider service stuff?
A lot. I mean, so we use industry standard practices to secure the network. The wireless routers that we provide users, they are top of the line.
What are they?
Calix is the company, CALIX. Great routers, great hardware, super company. I mean, I'm thinking about Wi-Fi right now, like WPA 2 or whatever the top standard is, but that's just the endpoint. There's a lot of connections between just the customer's house and the St. Louis connection. So, I mean, you would have to be in the know of how our network is designed and to be able to really make a serious threat to us. But even then, we have a problem. We have multiple connections to St. Louis. So if this one's got a problem, we just shut it down and move everything over to another connection and keep route on going. So
do you guys retain information like indefinitely, or is that like a standard, like only so long you guys retain people's information?
The only thing we retain is the IP address. Like, we timestamp when an IP address is handed out to an end user. And we have gotten subpoenas, not full subpoenas. I've been contacted in the past from law enforcement about, hey, actually, do you remember a couple years ago the guys that ended up in Glasgow that killed somebody in Colombia? Remember that?
Was that a couple years ago? I
Yeah.
feel like that wasn't that long ago. I know what you're talking about. I feel
Yeah.
like that was like
Okay, well, they ended
not
up
even
in
a year
Glasgow.
ago.
The town got
yeah.
shut down.
That's right.
Well, I got a email from somebody at the state saying, "Hey, we need you to verify confirmation that this IP address is at this address," and they needed confirmation about that. And I was
Wow.
able to confirm that. Yep, I mean, they didn't give me anything more than that. They
Yeah.
just said,
You didn't
We
have to
need
show
to-
up in court or
"No, I
anything.
didn't have to."
Yeah.
Nope. All they needed was, we need to know what address this IP address is coming from. And I was able to do that because we track that. It's timestamped in our CRM system.
So like when you mean you retain IP address, does that mean like when someone searches something and their IP is attached to it, you can always look?
Yeah, I can track. So I don't know for sure what happened to make them hit that IP, but I would
Mhm.
assume that somebody's Instagram or Facebook or
Right.
TikTok or something hit out to the internet, and the law enforcement probably had that account watched, somehow.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
they were watching for that person
Mhm.
on the
Yeah.
internet, and whenever it hit, they had an IP address of where it came from. And they knew that it was an Airlink IP address, so they
Wow.
contacted us saying, "Hey, we need you to verify where this address is registered."
Could you like choose not to comply with that request?
Probably, but I'm not a dirtbag.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm just
We've
like I'm
had-
wondering, like, because I've certainly in my business like have had requests for info that I'm like,
Well, you're
unless
probably in a different boat.
right, that's what I'm
you gotta
saying. I'm
answer
trying to see
somebody else.
how, like, what level of down to regulation and privacy, not to imply that there's anything risky or not secure about what you're doing, but like to what extent, like I'm not releasing anything without documents, POAs, and
Yeah.
anything when it comes to like my stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I
But
didn't.
for
I didn't have a name. All I did
Yeah,
was say,
okay.
"Yep, that IP is at that address." That's all I said. I didn't give them customer or anything. You know,
That's
and they
crazy.
already knew it. Like they were just looking for verification.
Right. They just needed to confirm. Yeah,
So-
it wasn't
so
like, hey,
clearly-
do this research for us and report
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
So clearly, whatever they picked up on, whatever hit happened, had a GPS pin on it. From an end, like an end user device.
So
They knew.
the retention on that though is like indefinite or
Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking of how it's set up. But
is that
yeah.
dude? That's got to be so expensive. The only reason I asked because like I had
What
to
part? What do you mean? Because it's not.
like or in my head like I think about this stuff. I mean, video files are a lot.
Oh
bigger.
yeah, it's just a timestamp. We know
okay.
when we assigned an IP to a customer.
Mhm.
That's a timestamp, and then we don't really change.
As I say,
IPs,
IP address is just
It
indefinite.
just stays.
Yeah.
Well, not they're mostly not static IPs, but we just timestamp it. So yep, from this date to this date, it was that IP. From that date to that date, it was another IP. But most of the time, it's the same
What does
IP
IP
address.
stand for?
Internet protocol, an IP address.
Okay.
Like 192, 168,
Yeah.
1.1. That's
Right,
your
right.
router IP.
Yeah. Talk to me more about like net neutrality. Like what else was involved for you that you were like, this is weird? Like what other things were they messing around with?
Oh man, that was the main thing. Just having somebody saying like, "Yep, you need to do it this way." Well, okay, we've already been doing it that way.
Okay, question.
You know what I
Does
mean?
the government have like a kill switch where they could just
No, not
No.
at all. Nope, not possible.
awesome?
Now, like, Russia, I think, probably might have. Well, there's so many satellite providers now that are getting good, like Starlink, and they can go anywhere they want, and there's no way a government can stop them. You've got the panel, you can get service anywhere,
Cool.
but there's no kill switch. You'd have to start blowing up lots of data centers all at the same time to make any real significant.
Don't give them any ideas. Okay.
I mean, for us, I'm working on something right now to be able to have some redundancy through the Kansas City market. So if something happened, I don't even remember this a couple years ago down in Nashville, somebody blew up a car
That's
or
right,
something
that's
right
right.
in front of a data center, and it took down an entire.
Yeah.
It didn't take down the whole town, but it took down like sections.
Yeah.
But if you blew up one of those there and one of those there and Chicago all at the same time,
Yeah.
that would definitely hurt a region. But most of these providers, even small ones like Airlink, are redundant backups all over.
This is good. It's good to know. Okay, all right. Well, let's get back to it. Like local. Anyway,
Sure.
so did you get a? And we can cut this if you don't want me talking about
No, you want to talk about the money?
No, you got a grant, right? Yeah. Talk to me about like the grant and
Yeah.
how that propelled, like why you got the grant, what it was for, all that kind of origin around that.
Yeah. Okay. So the FCC. Oh man, I should have studied up.
FCC.
Yeah, the Federal Communication Commission.
Okay.
FCC,
Right.
like the federal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like where the money comes from. Okay, so the money that Airlink got to build fiber to Howard County, it's not a grant. It's money that if you look on your phone bill, anybody's phone bill, it has probably like a USF. It's called USF fee or something. Like there's taxes and there's like fees attached to your cell phone bill and your landline phone bills. And it's been that way since 1940 or whatever, whenever they started putting in phone lines and the government started getting into the middle of the funding of these networks. So that little small percentage that's been pulled out of that has been added to everybody's phone bills for years and years and years is part of a larger USF fund. So it just gets contributed, like that money just gets piled up and piled up and piled up. And it's used for specifically what I'm using for to build fiber in areas that need expansion and need infrastructure. So in like 2018, or I started hearing about this program. It's called the Connect America Fund, CAF. I started hearing about that in probably 2015 or 2016 or something, and so I kept my eye on it because I was at the time just worried, like, oh God, somebody's gonna come in here and take all my thousands of customers that we have, and my Airlink wireless business is just gonna plummet. Never at the time, never thinking like, well, I should probably give that a shot, shoot from the hip and see what I can do here.
Yeah.
When a few years later, that's exactly what I did. I looked at the maps and I saw the number of customers in Howard County that funding was going to be applied to, and it was completely available. Like there's no reason that Airlink wasn't going to be able to compete for that funding. So, I built this big wireless network. I've been supporting these customers that know me already and trust us, hopefully.
How big's your company at this point? I mean, like because we've skipped over a lot of years. Like, what is scaling and growing look like through this stuff too? Like, are you guys 10 employees at this point, or like what does it look like?
Let's see.
This
probably,
is like 2018, 2019. Before you get this,
right? So hired Corey in like 2013 or something. He and I worked together for a few months, and I'd been also working with another buddy of mine from high school, Sean. He still works for me. Sean's a great dude, very smart. So Sean and Corey started working for me very, very close in the same time. Definitely the same summer they started working with me. And then let's see, probably 2014 or 15, I hired a girl. I hired Lacey in the office. Lacey Blaze, not Lacey Atha, who Cody's been emailing. Lacey works for me now. Lacey Blaze worked for me back then. I'd say probably we had maybe 5 or 6 employees at the time.
Okay.
Most of us were doing installs and climbing towers and doing outside work, and then Lacey was running the shop in the office, handling service call schedules and handling all that. That was like getting her was like a huge trajectory change.
Yeah.
I mean, it allowed me to be doing more hands-on climbing and focusing on where we're going next. And, so that was a huge trajectory change. So I'd say by 18 or 19, we had 15 employees.
Wow. Okay. So really started to take off there.
Yeah, really
and then now,
off.
so back to the fiber thing.
Back to fiber.
With
got
the
into
CAF.
Yeah. The CAF fund. So that was a unique program. So the fund, they applied like a maximum amount of money for passings, like for serviceable locations here in Howard County. So It could have been. I mean, it would have been like $26 million or something is what we could have gotten to build this service to this area. But it was an auction. It was a weird auction. So they started off high. They just, I'm going to dumb this down so it's easy to understand. Like the FCC says, okay, who will do it for 26 million? Yep, sure. Yep, Airlink.
Yeah,
we're in.
right.
We're in the pot. Well, so is a
Yeah.
bunch of other people.
Mhm.
And then they, just like an auction, the other direction, you just say, all right, who will do it? Who will do it for 25 million?
Mm.
And so they just stepped it down. We got down to, I think, 11.3 million, and Airlink was the last one in. And that was pretty terrifying to actually win some money.
Mhm.
Because,
Well, yeah, and
you
like
know,
it's not a grant.
No,
Like it's
not
a
a grant.
bid. You're committing
it's
to
a
a
bid,
job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's just cash injected right into the business.
Yep.
And we have to pay income tax on it.
Yep.
Um,
Like within a year, like if you didn't
well, that's the thing.
Sponge
It's
that in
not.
a
It
year?
wasn't just 11.3 all at once.
Oh, okay.
It's like monthly installments,
Got
basically.
it. Okay.
So we collect that money every month to help us pay the bills that we've racked up.
Yeah.
For,
Was
the
there
work.
like contingency on how you expanded with
Yeah.
that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a pace. Like we had to be at 20% deployed within the first 4 years, 40% deployed year 5, 60%. My years are off.
Sure.
It's been a while since I've looked at
But
it.
it's progressional. It's not
Yep,
like
it's progressional.
here's 11 million, figure how to do it all in a year.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice they didn't do that to you.
Yeah.
So are you through that whole progression?
We are about, 2 months away from done.
Oh,
We're
wow.
out- we're out like finishing up some
Are you like
gravel roads.
excited to be done with it?
I am.
or-
Yeah, that's going to be a weird feeling to
yeah.
not be paying contractors and to.
Mm,
I'm excited to see that.
yeah.
So, and it's not, we've spent. It's, how do I say this? Like, it's taken a lot more money. That monthly installment. We've got a line of credit set up at the bank, Regional Missouri Bank, by the way, local. They're awesome.
Where are they out of?
They're out of, let's see, I think their home office would be considered Marceline, but they've got
Okay.
branches in Glasgow, Fayette, not Fayette, Glasgow, Salisbury, Keatsville, up that way,
Gotcha.
Moberly. So anyway, they have helped me fund the whole project. So, that 11.3 million is not just sitting there in my bank account. Be kind of cool.
We don't
if it
have a
was.
trip planned soon.
No. I would have done that a long time ago if that was the case. We're already 6 years into this deal. So
It's crazy.
yeah.
Well, I feel like I've put you to sleep with some of my very basic questions,
No,
but
man. Hey.
talk to me about like just Casey the dude over the years. I mean, we've talked about, your whole business progression and it kind of just sounds like, and you can claim if I'm wrong, started this as a side hustle and we've woken up 15 years later going, oh, I have a company.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I have a
it's real.
company with many
It's
people.
the real deal now.
And I'm guessing like you don't have a journal that you wrote in 15 years ago going, this is what I want to be someday, right? Like I think a
Right.
lot of it's
Well,
just
I
been a
thought-
slow march in the right direction. But talk to me about just Casey the dude over these years. I mean, like what have been the challenges for you? Just talk about you.
Yeah. Man, whenever I started it, I remember telling my wife, like, now we get 400 customers, we'll be set. Like
Yeah.
400 customers, that's going to be like, that'll be an extra $40,000 a year, in just what I at the time envisioned, just money in my pocket,
Yeah, right.
I can do lots of stuff
Yeah.
with that.
Buy a
I could
boat.
buy a farm and keep farming, So, that's kind of the way it started. And, but the demand never went away. Even if I didn't try hard, there was still somebody else like a mile down the road that I couldn't quite reach yet. So
Yeah.
all I had to do was add this tower and then I could get that guy, but then I could also add 50 more,
Yeah. And you're helping people at the same
Yeah.
time too.
Yep.
Well, sorry, not to interrupt your story. What does your competitors look like, and how have you navigated competitive landscape over the last 15 years? Because obviously they exist. You're not the
Yeah.
first one in this market, but how have you navigated that? Why has there still been such a great demand for you, who probably does not spend the bazillions of marketing dollars that an AT&T or others would spend?
Yeah. Well, I think, what really sets us apart is just we're here, We're local. Like you said earlier, whenever you bought the cars and put your face all over them,
Mhm, mhm.
you bought two so that it would look like you're everywhere. Well, that was kind of the goal that I had. Maybe not to make it look like I was everywhere, but I wanted everybody to think like, man, this company looks really put together. This Airlink, I get asked all the time actually, like, is Airlink like a franchise did you buy into? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I just did a really good job of making it look way bigger than it actually is.
It's good. That's
So
good.
that was
You made your own logo,
made my own logo,
Yeah.
yeah, with a couple different versions of it,
Yeah.
but um, that's been fun, man. I, I, I'd love to have something here that my kids will want to be a part of in the
Mm.
future, and you know, so
How old are your kids now? I think I've asked you this.
14, 12, 10.
What are they
3
interested
kids.
in now?
Man, I've got a couple.
And do you have just wicked fast internet at home? Like, do you
No,
do you
actually,
have like the best of the best at
I have
home?
my wireless at home still.
Okay,
I don't even
all
have
right.
fiber at my house. I just kind of refuse. I don't even have fiber next to my house.
Okay.
It's too far away. It
Yeah.
would cost way too much money to get fiber service to my own house. So
Yeah.
I have, like, Sheraton Valley has fiber past my house, but I just kind of refuse to pay somebody else for my own internet. So I'll keep the wireless going. I'm
All
probably
right.
only one of, like, the wireless customer base has really declined
Yeah.
over the last few years, which
Right.
was expected. I completely understand when somebody wants to move away from Airlink wireless because there's something else that's either faster or cheaper, whatever. I get
Yeah.
it. But I've already decided I live in my house. I'm not going to sell my house. I'm going to keep my wireless going for as long as I can.
Yeah.
So
Until it's really cheap to get fiber out there or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not really expensive at all. I just refuse to pay.
Principal down.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, like, what are they interested? Do you think they'll want to be? I mean, they might be too young to be talking about like what they want to do someday.
Yeah.
But have they been able to like help you
Oh,
on any
yeah.
jobs yet and stuff
No,
like that?
this summer, actually, Jace is 14, and he wants to start making some money. So I'm planning on doing installs and service calls this summer.
Sweet.
I haven't done much of that the last 5 years, probably. I mean, I'll go out when there's an urgent need, but I haven't done that much. So if you or whoever is out and about, they'll be seeing me this summer with my son with me, and
There you go.
I want to kind of teach him the ropes of how to climb a ladder safely. How to get on roofs and how to splice fiber and
Mm.
how to run machines.
Dude, I need to come see how to get on a roof safely because that transition from ladder to roof is
Well, insurance companies don't like when I
Yeah.
mention anything to do with a roof.
I mean, I'm pretty risk averse. I think I'm in the right industry for me for
Yeah.
somebody who's fairly risk averse.
good.
But yeah, like
I
cleaning
enjoy
out
it.
gutters.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No.
I enjoy it, man. It's a challenge, and you get up above the tree lines and
Mm-hmm.
look across the landscape, and it's a different view.
Yeah. Feel a little small
A
though.
little small, but man, it's so unique. And honestly, I feel safer climbing a tower than I do on a roof because I've got a full
True.
harness set up, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's as safe as I could possibly be. I'm
Yeah.
way safer at 400 feet on a tower than I am at 12 feet on a roof.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
fight
Well,
anybody on that.
I squirreled off my questions, but like, so like, has Vicky ran another job through all this stuff, or she been stay at home? Talk to
No,
me about you,
she
the
actu-
people.
Yeah. So Vicky and I, we both work at Airlink. We work side by side all day, every day, which is great and challenging
Why?
most of the time. Why? Yeah. Working with your wife all day, every day.
We did it for like 2 months,
Yeah.
and that was it. That was good. That was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vicky's super smart, and she is kind of like I've always been the person that's like, I'm not going to tell anybody no. If you come to me with something like an idea or anything, I'll be like, yeah, that's a cool idea. Like I'm the
Yeah.
optimist.
Say
you know?
yes and figure out the rest later.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's just who I am. I'm never going to tell anybody no. I might eventually tell them no once I realize, like, nah, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I see the positive way before I see the negative. And Vicky's kind of the opposite. She dislikes change.
Mhm.
She
Skeptical.
skeptical of almost everything. So, whenever
Somebody's
I come,
got to be. I mean,
exactly, yeah. Whenever I come home and I jump straight to a conversation like, "Oh, this is awesome. We need to do this. I've got a dream of I want to own a boat down in the Caribbean." And I mean, I do. I watch this YouTube channel, and that's all they do is just this guy sold everything he had and he moved down to the Caribbean to sell boats all the time. I want to do that. And Vicky, my wife, she's like, that won't work. That won't work.
That won't work. Why? I mean, come on. Why not? Can't just uproot your whole life and move to the Caribbean? I mean, come on.
So one day we'll get there, but I mean, I want to be a pilot. I want to own an airplane one day. I've been training a little bit to become and get my pilot's license. But how so?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a couple of years since I've done any flying, but I'm like 50 hours in to my.
So like legit, you're not just like
no. I mean, I'm
playing an airplane video game.
Oh
on
no,
the computer.
I'm watching YouTube videos and listening to the radio chatter on
Yeah.
on things and geeking out over it.
Yeah.
So one day
That's
I'll
good.
get my license, but it's just not the right time right now. I'm too busy and
probably. You got kiddos in the thick of it right now.
kiddos, yep. But that's me, man. I'm the let's do something and figure out how to do it as we go,
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I missed a lot.
That's how we operate too. We need some Vickies, Am I saying her name right, by the way? Vicky. Okay. I just
VICKI.
Yeah. Okay. I just
Got a birthday coming up, by the way.
Okay. All right. How old? Don't. That was a test. You're welcome. Sorry, Vicky.
I'm just going to say my age. I mentioned my age earlier in the video. So if you want to figure out how old I am, go back. Watch it again.
Man.
So I did want to, I think it'd be a good time to bring up. So we've just done a bunch of upgrades across the network here in Howard County, and we're upping everyone's speeds everywhere. So we originally were 100 meg by 20 meg on our top tier plan, but we're for the same price, no change, no customers don't need to do anything. You're just gonna go from your current plan straight up to the same speed package that we're moving things to. Does that make sense? I think I did not explain that right.
When you say 100 by 20, is that upload by download? Is that what that is?
So right now, well, these changes have already been made. Right now, the top speed plan that we have is 100 meg by 20 meg.
Yeah.
100 meg download, 20 meg upload. We're modifying it for free to go to 1,000 megabits per second to symmetrical. So it'll be 1,000 by 1,000.
Wow. So more than 10x.
Yeah, more than 10x.
How did you be able to pull that off?
Well, the equipment was already there and it was capable of it.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we value the business and we want people to succeed in their at-home work. And, it's important to bring everyone up to what that global or what that nationwide standard is. So
it wasn't like a giant extra like cost and operation for you to upload to get
not
to
a
that.
Significant. We have had to upgrade some of our nodes, the switching equipment at some of our nodes, to make sure that if something does go down and you double up a different direction on routes, that nobody sees a bottleneck. So I mean, it was a little bit of an expense, but the network and the fiber is already there, and the fiber can handle it. It's just the electronics at each end that is your limiting factor. So
will you have to change we have to update or change routers at all with this change?
No, the Calyx routers that are already in place, they'll handle it, no problem. So unless you have a problem, call us and let us know.
What is your guys' top plan cost for?
So it's 110. I actually wrote it down. I don't want to get it wrong and then it not be right. So so our game on plan, which was 100 by 20, is now a gig.
And that's fiber.
Fiber, yep. Yeah, the wireless won't do a gig. I wish it would. There is some wireless that'll do a gig, but that's too expensive and doesn't make sense. So a gig for $110, 300 meg for $90, and 100 meg for $70 a month.
And a gig is like
1,000 meg.
Yeah, so that's
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what I use.
Yeah.
Well, like my The Wi-Fi I have in Colombia is the only one I can get in the area that I live. It's so dumb. But everybody who comes over is just like, oh, your upload speed's amazing. It's 100. It's 100 meg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it is really great. And so now I'm like, what on earth? 1,000 is like, can I even fathom how fast that moves? But
Yeah.
I guess I'm wondering what I can do with that. You know?
It's all
I don't
sales.
game,
It's,
you know.
man, most people, 95% of the world really doesn't need much more than 20 meg.
Right.
But it's everybody wants to see what their stuff will do.
We need it for the size of files that we upload to the
Which you
internet and all
do.
the video.
I
working on
literally cannot upload here. Like I have to go home to upload.
We're very
anything.
ready to get it here.
I'm working
so
on it.
We're very
We're
ready to get it
slowly
done.
building out the in-town area of Fayette, picking off little neighborhoods here and there, or
There you
little
go.
blocks here and there. So
It doesn't
know
happen
when,
super
but-
fast though, does it?
no, it doesn't. And it takes,
Is your team still
expense.
15, 20 large? Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
Yep,
And
we've kinda-
headquarters,
headquarters
Salisbury?
is technically
Do
Salisbury.
you want to move here? Or?
Do I want to move here? You mean like rent a place from you in the basement?
You know, something. I don't know. Dude, I'm just like, I so badly want Fayette to have some jobs that employ many people.
Uh-huh.
You know,
A big employer.
a big employer would
Yeah,
be,
it needs
would be
it.
huge.
Glasgow's killing it right now. Modding
Oh.
Industries, they're doing super good. Phoenix Manufacturing,
They've always been good
Penny
about.
Plate.
Yeah. And
All the-
food.
I know the restaurants down. Glasgow's unique, man. They rally around
Yeah.
their local people.
I wish I could just like squeeze Fayette and Glasgow together. Armstrong. We can meet in the middle. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, Fayette
Yeah,
needs
I
it
don't
too.
know.
Well, they got the college, which is a huge. That's a huge draw.
Absolutely.
The
for
draw,
employment.
Yeah. From. I'm gonna keep
This
my
town
opinions
doesn't
reserved.
exist without the college.
I think
Let's
the
be
college-
honest.
I love everybody in the business office and like all the offices, and I know them all really well. And I'm just like, I'm so passionate about people making more money. That's all. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I've
Yeah.
hired the last couple of people. Yeah, the in office, Lacey, Atha, and Rachel Gerlach. They came from the college here,
Okay.
and I think that was a big draw for them as the pay.
That helps.
Yeah. I should.
Yeah, we're not bad mouthing. I mean, this is just
Yeah,
industry,
yeah.
you know, especially in a small town. Like I've found that being an employer here, that like you're never not going to cross paths with some other business that probably,
Yeah.
if anything, it's a compliment when me or my team gets recruited to things that I'm like, that means a lot to me. Now I have to pay them more, but yes, it means a lot to me that you think that my people are good enough to want to interview and things like that. So
Yeah.
CMU has a lot of saving graces too. By the way. Like as a student, they made. I didn't deserve to pass anything, and the teachers worked really hard.
they're
to-
probably incentivized not to fail you. Although
yeah.
I don't know, the longer you hang around, the more tuition you pay. I really don't understand the business of university and all that, but it seems to do well, but also not at the same time.
Yeah.
That's how. Yeah. Anyway,
We got to get this podcast up, man. You need some more followers.
I agree. I would.
He said, "Bro,
He's staring
get
me
the
down like,
numbers
listen
up."
here, man. Got to pump. These are rookie numbers.
We could
Yeah.
do something with Airlink. We could do. You could offer some kind of like.
Like a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've not talked about this at all. So I'm
Okay.
hitting-
Yeah. We're
I'm
talking
hit-
about this right now.
Oh,
Like
like
absolutely.
oh my gosh, yeah, like
Yeah.
a discount
yeah,
code.
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something.
Like a use promo code
so here's
balls,
something I've-
or and
Yes.
get two off. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
We can talk
I think,
about that for sure.
Man, I think if you get to 1,000 followers, you should pay for that. You should pay for somebody's internet for a year.
For a year,
1,000 followers.
residential. Is commercial residential all the same price?
No, it's
Okay,
more expensive.
residential then.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I would love to get 1,000 followers. I did not launch this podcast with the idea of like trying to be viral. It's mostly been on doing like what we're doing
Fun,
today
yeah.
is like getting my community to actually know itself and know the people in it, because I think we spend so much brain power on people we will never see, hear, or will ever care about us in our life ever. Even though it is kind of fun to talk about wildly interesting global events. But so I've never really had a goal on like, I want to hit X amount of views. It's just been kind of like you, like give us organic growth of just like, who likes this?
Go
Like
with it.
Fayette Nam, the show was not a plan. That was just like, I think one week I was just like, I'm just going to read the newspaper and react to it. I mean, I think that's how that developed. And then that's been wildly popular. And then I've really tried to not try to bring on guests that are just like, we've actually had some people like ask to be on in like exchange for like their virality, and
Really?
but not from
Like local
here.
virality?
No, like
I mean,
they're
love.
like a big YouTube channel. It's
Mackenzie's
like
the best you got.
Mackenzie's the best I've had. Heather Overstreet's starting to get a ton of traction because she's making a lot of noise, and there were some other good ones too. Shocking, like I mean, no smoke to Brandon, who just the one that came out
I
yesterday.
watched that one.
Like I don't mean anything. I really enjoyed my conversation with Brandon on the from the outside looking in, you would not go, I think that one's going to perform like crazy. It's probably been one of the fastest viewers, like gained in views I've seen. Cody, has it not? I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't checked the views.
In like less than 24 hours, it was over 200 views, which has never been that fast. Usually it takes a few days for that. And maybe because it was shorter, it did that. But anyway, no, all that to say, I've never been trying to get like super viral people on here, just people that I want to get to know better and help my community know better. I would love to have more followers, but I don't have like
It'll happen.
I think it'll happen. You just got to keep
what you got going on.
You just got to keep marching in the right direction, you know?
Yeah.
But
yep, I think you got a good thing going.
I'm having fun.
It's fun. Yeah,
and I think the people who love this love to watch it.
You're somewhat funny, like somewhat.
It's somewhat just cheeky enough, you know? Yeah. I try not to be somebody I'm not, but also like you want to be moderately interesting too. So, moderately, you know, I don't know. Like Cody's always pushing me to do something like really. I mean, you just don't get popular by being the truth and telling the truth and being nice. That's not how you get popular. But I want to.
Landon's authentically wholesome. I tell everybody this all the time. Like he's an authentically wholesome person. I'm authentically a jerk. So like I feel like I'm the devil.
Well, and if you were looking at strategy of how to gain followers, you do some wild stuff. I would just rather try to just do it the classy way, I guess.
I get that.
I guess. I don't know.
I would agree with that.
I do think you can do it that way too. I think you could do it quicker the other way. But I would rather build it.
I don't want to have to go explain something to my grandma after a show, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Before you said that, I was just thinking about like, would my grandpa be like proud of what I just said?
Exactly.
And nowadays it's usually like I go home and I'm like, do I want to show this video we just made to my wife? Who's sitting here going, dude, why did you say that? Especially Vietnam, because that's usually where I'll insert some commentary. But yeah, that was always a classic like youth group scare tactic, was like, would you watch that with your grandmother? And it's like, all right. So did you ever like grow up in church or anything like that? Was Keatsville? Yeah. Where'd you go? Or
well, I grew up Lutheran. I'm still a Lutheran.
Yep.
Salem.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Sorry.
Missouri Lutheran's different than Lutheran too. You just said Salem or something like that. No, it is. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know a lot about this. Actually.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
So
you go
Salem,
ahead.
Yeah, I grew up Salem, going to Salem Lutheran Church, which is a country church out in the kind of the Rockford Hills. If you want to, probably nobody knows where that's at.
Dude, I know. I need to go explore up there. Is that restaurant still at that lake?
Yeah. Well, the building's still there. No restaurant. There was somebody that moved in after Vicky's brother gave it up. It just became a time hog.
Yeah.
And it hasn't really been the same since.
Yeah.
It's an event venue now. They rent it out to weddings and stuff. But grew up going to the Lutheran church. Married. We got married there. Actually, something kind of cool. So my wife and I got married in that church. My mom and dad got married in that church. My grandma and grandpa got married in that church. And my great grandma and grandpa also got married in that church.
Wow.
And my wedding.
Did ChatGPT tell you that when you looked at it?
I knew all that.
You knew all that?
My great grandma, and her husband, Herbert, their wedding date was April 26th, which is the same date as mine.
Very cool.
Just, man, how many years? I don't know what year she got married, but years.
Probably like 100.
Yeah, probably like 100. She died when she was 104.
Okay.
So,
And they lived longer back then, too.
Yeah, no kidding.
What do you think
Anyway,
it
that
is?
was
Do you think
cool.
it's the wireless? Like, do you think the EMFs are getting?
like 5G.
Have you heard anybody
Oh, the
talk about
towers?
that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I have. I just don't.
have you
I don't know.
tested
I
it?
don't know. Well, I mean, I have been on an FM radio tower before that we were renting and putting equipment on, and those FM transmitters, they need to be turned down for you to be physically close to them.
Wow.
And like I got cooked one day on the tower. It makes you feel weird. You feel like you're gonna throw up. So it may have cancerized me. I don't know.
Okay. Or it
But,
zapped it all.
I still had kids after that, so that
Good.
might maybe I'm okay.
Like gain
Maybe-
superpowers.
Maybe people need to spend more time on them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I interrupted a funny story, or you were saying, was it you were just saying all your family had been married there? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yep.
Still go to that church? Or
No, well, every once in a while we go for holidays, like Christmas and Easter and
Yeah.
stuff. But the congregation there is just way, way older. It's just declining, and my wife and I wanted to have a home church.
Mhm.
She grew up Catholic,
Okay.
so we go to the Catholic church in Salisbury now, St. Joseph,
Mhm.
and my kids all go to school there. They've got a preschool through 8th grade program.
Okay.
So that's where we've kind of settled. I haven't like gone through the confirmation process of
Yeah.
at the Catholic Church yet. I don't know if I will. We haven't even talked about it. But anyway, we'll see.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about? Have I
don't-
hit as many possible bases
Man,
as
I
you
don't
thought I
know.
would hit today?
I came into this thing having no
I mean, that's
expectations. I was
which is
just gonna
good,
sit down
right?
and hang
Like,
out.
we're just
Yeah.
having a conversation. Yeah.
Should do it again. Maybe we'll
I would
come
love
up with
to
some
do
more
it.
stuff again.
It would be fun to get you and Corey on and talk about the origins too. That
Oh,
would be
yeah.
fun. Because do you remember what his internet company was named?
I should. He's told me.
I feel like Stacy might have said it and I just forgot it.
Corey, I think, wants to be on too. So
Oh
if
yeah,
I have him.
yeah. Get him on.
Yeah. He'd be a good one.
We talked about taking a break between Stacy and him though, so it didn't
Yeah,
look like
yeah.
I was just going boom
Mhm.
boom. But
you got a lot of good potential people.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been pretty. I think we're finally freed up on the schedule. We've been booked for weeks now.
Yeah, I finally
my
Bo Wells
assistant
wants-
has got to get on. Is he going to come on?
we just got to put him on the schedule. Yeah.
Okay.
You
Who
is
said
it?
your assistant.
Bo Wells. Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm gonna be the next. Oh no.
You're in charge of scheduling, okay? So we got, I want to call it flack. I don't know if anybody was giving me flack, but we had Brandon Abbott on, and then people were like, get Bo Wells on. And we're like, well, Bo had an invitation. So, and has he reached out?
Yeah, he did. He texted me. So
Wonderful.
I tagged him and said he's got my number. He can come on whenever he wants to come on. We're just getting him scheduled.
Did you listen to the Jeff Oswald interview?
Yeah, actually.
He texted me this morning because I made a joke about him in the Brandon Abbott one where I was like, hey, I know you're a cop, but this isn't a deposition. And he texted me this morning. He was like, a deposition? He's like, are you kidding me? Or he goes, you're killing me. And I was like, I didn't say who it was about. He goes, just like, that's ridiculous.
I ran into Jeff at Muddy Mo's here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what did you think of that podcast? And he's like, oh. He was there picking up pizza I think he was just getting pizza and taking it home.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly what I was doing too. But anyways, we sat there, had a beer together, and he was like, I didn't know what I was getting into. He said, he wants to come back, he said.
He does?
Yeah, he said he'll come back after like elections aren't a necessity anymore for him,
He was behind me for like a good 20 minutes on 240, and I was like, dude, if I get pulled over, I'm so getting ticketed. I was like, after that episode, he's gonna be like, remember when you made me?
See,
sit
like
down for 2 hours?"
he's always been here for me growing up. So like I have a healthy principle level fear for him.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like know that most of the time he's just messing with me. But yeah, that
I think he's a bro.
he is a bro. But also like he's somebody you want in that spot too.
Yeah.
But he says he thought he was coming onto a Vietnam.
I remember that, yeah.
In the middle of the podcast, I don't know if we cut this, Cody, but in the middle of the
did.
podcast, I go, okay, let's do a Vietnam. And so I would like read an article. I was like, what you think, Jeff? And he was just, well,
A little
I was
awkward.
like, come on, dude.
I get it. I'd be a tough spot. I mean, he's sitting here in his uniform.
Oh, yeah. Well, and by the way,
So,
most people have never been on a podcast, never been interviewed for that fact. So I remember Cody started to do some of his own content, and then he's like, dude, it's really hard to just solo talk into that mic and go. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
It's almost even worse when you're by yourself because like you can just restart over and over again versus like when someone's looking at you, you're like, okay, I don't want to like waste this person's time.
It's impressive. I don't know how you do it. I mean,
I think some of it's
there's a lot of cutting in the beginning.
No, not anymore. Early on there was. But like I think for me it's I've always been a performer sometimes, like growing up on music stages, and I did some drama stuff and then sports. And so I can just kind of get into this different zone where you're just like, all right, we are performing. I need to nail this. The difference is there's no real script. So it's like, how do you keep yourself in line with the theme in a sentence while still thinking about the sentences that are going to come out? But I also, like, I originally wanted to go into pastoral ministry. So I know how to deliver a message. I know how to deliver lines. And then I consume, like, do you consume a lot of podcasts?
Not material? A lot. I've got my favorites.
I listen to a ton. Really? So I think just consuming a bunch of stuff and then kind of really just copycatting format and delivery. And I have a bad habit too of I really start to sound and like I'm just really impressionable. Does that mean I'm easily changed? Is that what that means?
Maybe.
Like I'm not saying I make an impression, but I'm easily impressionable where if I'm really attracted to the way somebody talks, like I'll start to sound like them.
Right, I get that.
I'll start to sound like them in some really annoying ways. Like did you listen to my solo podcast where it's just me talking about like my fitness journey and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah.
The first 17 minutes of it, I sound like an awful mix of Theo Vaughn and Nate Bargatze. That's what I sound like.
I love Theo.
Dude,
he's a blast to listen to, man.
He's so funny and pure, though. I think that's what I like about him. And he's pure. He's got the virality portion of being wild, though. That's not naturally in me to be super wild.
But it's not terrible. I mean, it's not like shocking.
You can tell he's not doing it to be shocking.
No, he's just naturally
like those
funny.
are all original thoughts in his brain coming out. It's hilarious. So, were you gonna say something? You look like you want to say something.
I don't remember. I kind of brain farted, to be honest. So, Casey, you were saying you said this earlier. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, we would cover somebody's internet for a year.
I just said that.
I'm just trying to figure out what he's baiting us into. Yeah. Like, is he going to get us the 1,000 followers and then we pay for like?
Well, no, that I mean, we'd be like, hey, if we get to 1,000,
I think there need to be some tie-ins there, like
we send out an email blast to your customers saying, subscribe to the Land and Ball podcast and be entered into a drawing for free internet for a year.
Yeah, something like that.
How much would that cost internet for the year? Like if somebody's like, I want to pay for a whole year.
Residential, he said, what, $110 a month?
On the max side, yeah.
Yeah, but when you bulk stuff.
I mean, it'd be about $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000.
For a whole year? That's not bad.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not bad at all.
I mean, I would work with you on it too.
Well,
it's not bad.
That's not unfair.
I want it to succeed.
Yeah, but even if you said pay the full price, it's not unfair.
Yeah.
If you, in this world, if you talk about buying followers, that's a pretty fair price per follower.
Yeah.
But it's never something I've done.
And you got to get to that 1,000 before it kicks in too. So
true. And so if it never happens,
it takes one video. It just takes one to go.
Yeah. I mean, if you jump from what do you have now, 300 or something?
Yeah, well,
we're getting there.
Up to 1,000
on YouTube. It's like 250.
Every
There's another
now and
500
again,
on
you
Facebook.
lose one on YouTube.
I think it's all the people who don't like Heather.
Oh yeah,
keep unsubscribing.
Dude, we've been getting so many comments on her old episode.
I'm getting ready to do a Vietnam where she was cooking Hope Tinker in the Vietnamese.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
So I can't wait to talk about that. I would call Heather a friend, and I've watched Heather, her online presence over the last 6 months that I'm not like afraid of her, but I don't want to how she has reacted to certain things on the internet has not inspired me to engage with her because it usually ends up not being super great even if you're like barely disagree kind of thing. So anyway,
it's usually the people that like there's a lot of people who follow her, and so she says something. A lot of her engagement is negative engagement, which is still good engagement. But yeah, if she so if we engage in something, we're gonna get a lot of that negative engagement, and that's like
like if we disagreed, she would probably come on, pop a hilarious cook comment that would cook me, and if I was like, "Can you clarify what you mean by that?" Gone. Like it's just like she gave the bird and drove off kind of thing, and it's hilarious, you know. So anyway, I'm not dogging Heather at all, but
I did re-listen to that episode because I was like listening or watching the comments. That's a really good. Like you guys talked about a lot of really good stuff.
I mean, I would call her friend. So I'm just I don't like being political in general, but I think a lot of people pin me as a straight white male, which I am. But like, therefore, that makes me a neocon, and it's like, no, I think I can think for myself here, but none of us really know what's going on.
No.
Nobody really knows. So, but anyway, I was gonna say, yeah, no, I mean, I want to get the followers up. That's a good idea. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. Do you in your CRM, like, do you guys have newsletters, mailing lists, things like that?
Yeah.
That's the stuff I got to learn. Yeah, I got to learn some of that stuff because I think a newsletter, especially if we are actually losing the newspaper in this town.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
That is a bummer. I hope he puts that up for
like a year down the road, right?
It's a year out. I hope he puts it up for public sale. I don't know if that's a permanent decision for him or not. The tone in which that post came across sounded really sad, obviously. So there's part of me that goes, well, if he's very regretful in doing this and an opportunity to keep it would come up, like that didn't just sound like I've decided to choose a different direction. It was like, dude, I don't want to do this, but I'm done.
Yeah.
But if that goes away, I do think some sort of, weekly newsletter would not be a terrible idea, and some more spot for us to push sponsors and things like that too.
Yeah.
Newsletter seems to be coming back. Mailing seems to be coming back because now mailboxes are not as cluttered as they used to be.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's not as easy to just dump the whole pile in the trash.
Nope. And now, like, as an adult, I'm going to my mailbox looking for like good mail.
Yeah.
I'm like,
we've been sending mailers and having good results on it. Not just Facebook. It used to be just a few years ago, Facebook was you were screwing up if you were doing anything other than Facebook or Instagram.
And now it seemed to. Yeah. That's kind of what I hope the end of AI is that it becomes so synthetic and fake that people crave like, oh, we need to have a town hall meeting.
Yeah.
Right. We need to all be in person again. So I should say it means a lot to me that you did sponsor the show. It was not something like when I launched the show that I thought that would ever be a thing, but here we are, and there has been lots of interest in doing that. And I hope it really is doing what my goal is, which is to bring our community and help us know each other better. So it means a lot to me that you did that.
Thanks for having me.
This is really good.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again. We'll talk about this promo code thing that we can figure out, Okay. Yeah, but if we get to 1,000 subscribers, we can get it through. We'll talk about it. It's good spending time with you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Go to Airlink if you want residential internet in Howard County.
Or surrounding.
Or surrounding. Okay, yeah. Where do you serve?
We serve Howard County, Saline County, parts of Audrain County, and parts of northern Boone County.
Okay. Sweet.
Kind of all over the place. And we've got wireless service further east from there. Small coverage area over that way.
Yeah. Worst case, just call them. See if they can help you out.
Website, getairlink.com.
Getairlink.com.
Or airlink123.com. Or airlinkrb.com.
Got a lot of redirects.
Got a lot of them.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Casey.